Thursday?
Going to go ahead and call us into order. This is the 6th Osage Nation Congress. We're in our Hunkah session. The date is April 8th, 2019. The time is 10:04 a.m. We are on day 13. First agenda item is prayer. I've asked Congresswoman Edwards to say the morning prayer for us.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day and the beautiful weather that you've given us. As we go about our work today, give us kind hearts and strong minds to do the will of the people. Please especially be with those that are in mourning, our Osage families who have lost loved ones this past week. Be with those that are sick, those that are in need of your loving hands. Be with the children and our servicemen that are overseas. We ask these things in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Next is roll call.
Congressman Big Horse.
Here.
Congresswoman Edwards.
Present.
Congresswoman Good Fox.
Present.
Congresswoman Lemon.
Present.
Congressman Maker. Congressman Mason.
Present.
Congressman Potts.
Present.
Congresswoman Pratt.
Let's see.
Congresswoman Stabler. Congressman Tillman. Congresswoman Whitehorn.
Here.
Speaker Walker.
Here.
Assistant Chief Redcorn.
Present.
Okay, we have a quorum. Congresswoman Stabler and Congressman Tillman are attending a funeral this morning, and Congressman Maker is still recovering from surgery. We're now on approval of the journal. Please review the journal from Thursday.
Move to approve the journal of April 4th, 2019.
Second.
Motion to approve the journal by Congresswoman Edwards, seconded by Congressman Bighorse. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say yes.
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 Any opposed say no. Okay, the journal is approved. We're on reports of select committees. Are there any select committees to report? Congressman Potts.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Reporting, the membership committee met to consider ONCA 1926, an act to amend the Osage Nation Membership Act 21 ONC 1-210 through 1-3 to limit re-enrollment to minors who have reached the age of 18 years old. Membership committee met. Final recommendation is do pass with amendments with 3 yes votes from Potts, Edwards, and Lemon.
Thank you, sir. Any other select committees to report out? Okay, seeing none, we are now on reports of standing committees. Are there any standing committees to report out? Seeing none, I've noticed that as well, Congresswoman Edwards, the blinking red on the microphones, and then they go back to green. Mine's not doing that, but I've noticed. Anyway, keep an eye on your microphones. We'll carry on. Okay, introduction of bills and resolutions. Are there any bills or resolutions to be introduced? Seeing none, we'll move on to bills and resolutions on first reading. Congresswoman Whitehorn.
Somebody's got a remote to Shannon's.
Good morning, Speaker, Assistant Chief, members of Congress. I'm reading in ONCR 1908, a resolution to approve a new fiscal year 2019 annual revenue projection of the Osage Nation with updated revenues.
Thank you, Congresswoman. ONCR 1908 is assigned to the Appropriations Committee.
Thank you.
Congresswoman Edwards.
Thank you. Good morning. A reading in ONCR 1909, a resolution to recognize the members of the Osage Nation added and deleted from the official membership roll.
Thank you, Congresswoman. ONCR 1909 is assigned to the Membership Committee. Move on to Agenda Item 8, which is General Order Day 1, second reading. Congressman Potts.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Reading ONCA 1857, an act to establish in Osage law a budgetary process governed by the principles of transparency and accountability, defining terms, establishing limitations, and establishing an alternate effective date.
Thank you, sir. We'll move on to General Order Day 2, where amendments may be proposed. First bill is ONCA 1916, an act to insert a new section at 15 ONC Section 5-107 to require the Assistant Principal Chief or his or her designee to notify the Osage Nation Congress of a board member or commission member resignation within 5 business days and to establish an alternate effective date. The sponsor is Congressman Potts. Are there any amendments to be proposed? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to ONCA 1917, an act to establish a revolving fund for the Hunkah Village and to authorize expenditures out of the fund and to establish an alternate effective date. Sponsor is Congressman Potts. Are there any amendments to be proposed? Seeing none, we'll move on to ONCA 1918, an act to establish a revolving fund for the Hominy Village and to authorize expenditures out of the fund and to establish an alternate effective date. The sponsor is Congressman Potts. Are there any amendments to be proposed? Okay, seeing none. We'll move on to ONCA 1919, an act to establish a revolving fund for the Gray Horse Village, to authorize expenditures out of the fund and to establish an alternate effective date. The sponsor is Congressman Potts. Are there any amendments to be proposed? Okay, seeing none. We're now on motions and notices. Congresswoman Edwards.
Government operations 5 to 7 tonight. For some reason, somebody else is not going to be here, let me know, because we need everybody for a quorum.
Congressman Mason.
Health and Social Services will meet at 1 o'clock today.
Thank you, sir. Congresswoman Whitehorn.
I have 2 things. Curious to know if everything that was on General Order Day 2 needs to be moved from General Order to third reading. No? Just, okay.
I thought I notified, it'll go in its.
Okay, I'm just kind of used to the formality. Appropriations Committee meeting meets immediately following session. We'll go to noon today, and then we also have a Commerce, Gaming, and Land Committee meeting from 2:30 to 5. The reason I gobbled up so much time is there will be a presentation today from the water attorneys today in Commerce.
Okay, well, thank you. You have a full day of committee meetings. I see no other motions or notices. Chair would entertain a motion
Right, that's
to
what I'm
adjourn.
saying. That's the
Move
only
to adjourn
open-
until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Otherwise, you have to wait till 7 p.m.
Motion to adjourn until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning by Congresswoman Whitehorn. It was seconded by Congresswoman Lemon. Any discussion?
Lemon.
Seeing none, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed say no. We are adjourned until 10 a.m. tomorrow.